Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do so, and hit the like button when you get the chance. So today I'm going to look at a new game. Well, I think it's been out for a little while. Hunt Showdown. So the first thing that I noticed about the game was actually the music, and it's actually an instrumental by a band called the Port Sulphur Band, and it's called Rise Up Dead Man. And I think that sort of brings you in to that sort of deep south, sort of American 1890s environment. So in short then, what is actually the game about? Well, it's a competitive sort of first person player versus player. It's a bounty hunting game. But it's also got a lot of player versus environment elements to it, and it's actually done by the makers of Crises, if anyone has played that before. The game then is set in 1890s in the swamps of Louisiana. The swamps have been overrun by monsters, and you are tasked with banishing and killing these creatures, and will be paid a hefty bounty. Hunt Showdown is very competitive. As I stated earlier, mixes player versus player and player versus environment elements. You could say it's similar to DayZ, where your life, your character and your gear are always at risk, with risk at losing it. At the beginning of each bounty hunt, up to 12 players set out to track down the monster. Depending on which mode and team options you've chosen, that 12 will include a combination of solo players and teams of 2 or 3. Now, I will say there that I have tried many attempts playing as a solo player, and it is particularly difficult, especially when you're playing against others that are in like 2s or 3s. It is quite difficult. So once they found and defeated one of these monsters, they will receive a bounty and instantly become a target, as I said, for every other hunter left on the map. In this piece of footage then you can see that I've used the dark sight, which basically allows you to see where clues are on the map, and here you can see this is one of them. So by holding down the F key on PC, it's giving me an update on a map as to where the next clue is, or potentially where one of the monsters may reside. The monster, incidentally, would be marked with the red target that appears on the map. It's not only the game's visuals, but also the atmospherics of the game, in particular the sound effects as well. When you come up against, like, for example, these crows now, and the sound they make, I mean, it's really quite eerie and really does sort of make you feel like you're almost there. It's not just that. I mean, you've got things like, you're walking through a wood or whatever, and you've got like the cracking of the branches under feet, and it's very, very well done. Initially, when I got shot there, I couldn't actually see the shooter at all, but if you look very, very carefully, it does actually appear in the top of the barn window, and as I say, it's quite hard to see the players at times, and if they're pretty accurate, you can be shot pretty easily. I have put in a fair bit of footage in this particular video, which I think demonstrates really the suspense that you feel within the game. You're constantly, having to be aware of what's around each corner, You know, very much, you know, obviously have to listen to the sounds of what things are. Obviously, all different monsters make different sounds as well, which gives you an indicator of what you're dealing with. Being shot at again, but I've got no idea where they are. Somewhere behind me. Time for a bit of health, and sit tight and see who turns up. Thankfully this hunter was a lazy shot. I got him with 3 shots there, so not too bad, but not much to loot from them, unfortunately. Bloody typical in this instance. I get shot by another hunter, only to then be killed by a monster called Armoured. It is worth mentioning at this point that the game does have an expiry time. You do have an hour to basically find the clues, kill the monster, and then look for an extraction point once you've got all the bounty. Well, that was squeaky bum time. Looks like there's a load of them in this barn, so let's see what we can do. One down. Some bounty, that'll do nicely. Shut those bloody chickens up. And this is a perfect example of me being double-ended. So I've got one of them, but I was just reloading, and then the other one's there just to finish me off. So just goes to show you, you know, being solo is pretty tough. If there's 2 or 3 of you, much easier. Now this was fun because these guys didn't have a clue where I was, so it was amusing, I must say, and that they were just running all over the place, and there were other monsters obviously trying to get them, and they were completely distracted as I was just trying to pick them off. I can sense that there's at least 2, possibly 3 other players right next to me somewhere. There's one. There's one. There's more. There's definitely more. Nice. Right up the jacksie. I wanted to include as well in this video an example of the nighttime mode in the game, and as you can see here, it is quite eerie. It really does sort of change the dynamics of the game, and things do come at you, you know, pretty quick, and you don't really necessarily see them. Well, I don't. Maybe it's my age. But there we go. There's an example here. If someone comes and get their monster, you have to be pretty quick. This is an example then where I've been hit by a monster that's got some toxin in me, and I couldn't actually see where the monster was at this point. All you can really do is just to lay low and wait for the toxin to wear off, and as soon as that happens, give yourself some health, and I was able then to be able to pinpoint where the monster was and kill it, as you can see in this bit of video. So that second clue there then has shown me that there is a target in that building, which is one of the monsters that I've now got to slay. Well, here we go then. I've got a spider to kill. So if you've got arachnophobia, I'd look away now. Bugger jumped me. Feels like a Friday night out on the piss. Well, how many bullets did that take? I think I must have probably used the wrong weapon for this particular assassin monster. I would imagine probably something like fire might do it better. I can't recall now whether or not I had sticks of dynamite available. I'm sure that would have helped. So this is now the banishing of the assassin, and you have to wait now until that takes its time to it's about a minute, I think, and in that minute obviously you're waiting there to get the bounty, but so could loads of other hunters be now close by, ready to steal that off of you. Okay then, looks like the coast is clear, and I can now collect the spider bounty, and now I've got to try and get another part of the bounty, which will be more than likely one of the other hunters, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we have another player performing a banishing on a monster, so it's up to me now to get over there and see if I can steal the bounty. Okay then, we are coming to the end of this video, and hopefully I've managed to portray the suspense and the atmospherics of this particular game, Hunt Showdown. This was really what I wanted to convey in this video, hence why it's been a little bit longer footage than normal. If this is something that you like and you want to see more of, then like this video and comment below. If it's not, obviously tell me, and I'll keep them shorter. I haven't had time really to go into the weaponry in detail on this particular video, and also I haven't managed to really look into depth at the monsters and their sort of characteristics, so that's something that I will do in a future release. In summary then, the game has got great potential, and I find it absolutely fantastic to play, really addictive. I do read online that there's huge future plans for the game. They've now been taken over by a new publisher, which is called Koch Media, and they'll be publishing apparently Hunt on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I believe that's around February the 18th, 2020. So there's lots of new things happening. I'm sure there'll be lots of new maps, new weapons, etc, etc. So I think this game really is on the up, and would certainly invest your time in playing it. Well, I got this far. I didn't quite get the second bounty, as you'll see in a moment. Someone was, shall we say, very accurate and took me out pretty much straight away. So just thanks very much for watching, and overdosing on Gaz. I'll see you next time.